Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm Taylor Gonzalez, and my guest today voices the Hulk in Marvel Rivals, and now he returns to voice somehow an even bigger character with Devil Dinosaur. I'm so excited to be joined by Fred Tatasciore. How are you doing
Oh,
today?
thank you so much. I'm doing great now. Thank you. It's nice to
Oh,
be here.
thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining me. I am so excited to talk all things Devil Dinosaur with you today.
Oh, wonderful. Me too.
Before we dive into that, actually, I did want to just say thank you so much for all these incredible characters you have given life to throughout the
Oh,
year. It's so cool that you have done characters from Mr. Bean to Brutus in Star Wars Skeleton
I
Crew.
appreciate that.
There are just so many incredible characters,
Thank
and it's
you.
just been so cool to go through your IMDb and be like, oh my gosh, these characters have been, such a huge part of my life. So just thank you for
Oh,
all those
I'm
incredible
I'm
things.
so honored. You're very kind. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, and I'm so glad they keep me around, let me do it.
Very, very awesome. I'm going to start off by asking a question that people actually now can try and solve for themselves in Marvel Rivals. But who do you think would win in a fight between the Hulk and Devil Dinosaur?
Well, and that is a very famous thing that does happen. Okay, in other shows. Ultimately, what does happen and what will happen, it's sort of like when he would fight Godzilla, they would become friends. They would never actually um, destroy each other at a
Mhm.
certain point. Hulk likes fight. I like fighting dinosaurs. I do. He does. He likes it. He thinks it's fun. Uh, I would say ultimately it would be Hulk. I would say because Hulk is just so resilient. It's
Mhm.
not that he's just so strong. It's just he's hard to defeat. You know what I mean? Unless you have magic or something, that's like Asgardian or, like he has trouble against those things where something takes him over or, even a symbiote or something. Whereas like Devil he would do some damage. He would do some damage, but he wouldn't be able to destroy Hulk. And I think there would be a point where they would just have a ceasefire.
Yeah, no, I agree
Literally,
with you.
yeah. I really do. Because you get those questions asked a lot.
Mhm.
Like who would win and all that, and it all a lot of times it always depends on what universe you're in and where who's got who's field what playing field you're on, right?
Yeah,
But I think ultimately they would be it would be a horrible thrashing on both ends.
yeah, no, I
Yeah.
completely agree with you. You voiced Devil Dinosaur in 40 episodes of the adorable Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur series, which I love it so
Oh
much. It's
man,
just so
the
colorful and
wonderful Diamond
vibrant.
White is my yeah. Oh, she's incredible.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. How did you end up reprising your role as Devil Dinosaur for Marvel Rivals?
Well, it was really neat. I mean, I kept doing Devil for different things, and then it was just I guess they wanted to bring that Devil Dinosaur in. You know what I mean? Because you never in Marvel or DC or any of these things, you're never guaranteed you're going to
Right.
play that same version. And I think they liked that. We had flushed out that character so much on the show, and people really resonated with him. And so it kind of made sense to just say let's play on all those colors we were able to find, in the show. I was able in the show. I was able to do so much with that character. Uh, they gave me such a wide range. It's like a lot of times my job is like showing up with a broken saxophone, and someone will say, "Can Devil say?" We need to go to the store now, and I have to find a way to make that make sense, you and she understands, of course. Moon Girl will, understand, and so we would play around with the language and the sounds, and there's some classic sounds we got to do, and his personality has come through more and more. He's a really good guy. He comes from a very scary place, another dimension. He's a dinosaur, but he's not like a T-Rex, like a regular dinosaur. He's a destroyer, and he was built. He was created to be a destroyer, and he's actually like a really nice dog.
Yeah.
He's a great dog. He's sweet, and it's all about Lunella. He's all about Moon Girl, and he is very grateful for his family. his friends. He's kind of a square, which is really funny because when he gets together with other, he sees villains or villains want to use him, and he's like, oh, you don't want to do that,
Mhm.
and so he fights for the good thing, unless there's a hot dog or pizza around, then it's so all bets are off. But he's a good guy, and so it was a neat energy to bring into this game because there was nothing like it, and he's not usually a playable, like you don't really see Devil around a lot that, so it was really a win because what a game this is. And
Yeah.
the I love the universe it's in, the art and the
Yeah.
music, uh, not to mention all the the players and the writing and all that, but like just the depth of this game. I just love how it looks.
Mhm.
I love this rock and roll style and the sort of psychedelic animation. It's just very cool. And so he's kind of perfect for
Mhm.
that because the show was like that, was kind of crazy. And he's able to we're able to bring in as much comedy and heart in the game. This particular game allows for it. So it's
Mhm.
it's it's very, so it was a really kind of neat thing, and I was just shocked. I was shocked how much he's actually from the show, though.
Yeah.
There's no, like, I'm not doing anything different. You know what I mean? Like, I really not. Like,
Mhm.
sometimes even with Hulk, I there are many iterations of Hulk, and I've been grateful to be able to play over the years, over the decades now, where there was, like, the Savage Hulk
Yeah.
who's opposed to Banner, and Banner's like, it's like a werewolf for him. He and then slowly he becomes a reluctant. Uh, he becomes doesn't really want to join a team, wants to be left alone, and that's
Mhm.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes, kind of a reluctant hero. And then by Avengers, he's on for being a superhero, and then when we get into like Spider-Man, it's kind of funny stuff with him and Spidey, and then because he and Peter have a very good relationship, and then Hulk and the Agents of Smash is more like where Ruffalo has Hulk, where he's
Yeah.
like a Banner and him have fused now,
Mhm.
and they're kind of okay, now I'm going to help other Hulks, it's just like, and so sometimes when I play, like Rivals, for example, is more the Avengers Hulk, maybe even less, I would say even previous, a little more savage,
Mhm.
okay? Like, not savage, that's wrong, but like, uh, tough classic Hulk. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like he's not Banner, he's not like, but he's not a crazy maniac either. He's just like, Hulk just wants to be left alone. That's what a lot of people don't realize.
Mhm.
And but he is, because he's Banner too. He's a good guy,
Yeah.
and so he wants to help people. And Devil Dinosaur is in the same mode. He, but like my whole point was that I had to pick the Hulk, whereas what's funny, Devil, we're
Yeah.
not changing anything. He's
Oh my
literally the
gosh.
guy right out of the, it even looks like it. I mean,
Mhm.
and I love how he looks. He looks so cool in the
Gosh,
in
I
the in
love
the
it.
3D styling and the moves he can make. It's
Yeah.
just interesting what
Yeah.
they did. They really fleshed it out even more, actually. Yeah.
When there were rumors that Devil Dinosaur was going to join Marvel Rivals, I couldn't picture in my head the scale, like how they were going to have him on a playing field with
Yes.
characters, like Moon Knight and with Storm. But it is so fun to play as Devil Dinosaur. He's
I'm
a
so
tank,
glad.
which we need more tanks in
Yes.
the game. So I've been playing as Devil Dinosaur every chance I can get. And
Really?
I
That's
tell my
great.
boyfriend it's research because we're doing an interview and I have to research how to
Oh,
play the
don't you love our
character.
jobs? Don't you love our jobs? I know. I know. I have to watch a movie. I got to voice match somebody. It's like, I know.
Yeah,
I
tonight
know.
I have to watch a movie, but
Right, right.
it's
And
just
we
so
know,
fun.
I know, it's fun. And then we know more about Marvel, DC, and Star Wars and Star Trek than we should,
Yes,
right? Like,
yes.
I know a ridiculous amount of Star Wars, and
Hmm.
it's like because I grew up with it and I was excited. Same with, same with Hulk, actually. I was a fan of Hulk, growing up. And so it's really funny to actually now have to live these characters and like breathe life and try to, know as much as you can about the
Yeah.
characters. Yeah.
But I've had the pleasure, I think this is my 13th Marvel Rivals interview. And the one thing I keep saying over and over, and I know people are probably sick of it, but I would love, because we have the animation style, we have the voice actors, I would love just on Disney Plus a Marvel Rivals series where it ties together the different storylines of the different seasons and the different chapters, and we get to see the characters more. I
Wow.
just think it'd be such an incredible opportunity. I hopefully one day we get that.
Your lips to the mouse's ears. I'm going to tell you something. That would be amazing. I would
Hmm.
love you. Is anyone hearing that? please, please pitch that, because you already have in this game this outstanding art,
Yeah.
and I love the sets. You know, the places. It's just wild looking, and the music is just wow. So
Yes.
I'm
No,
really glad you enjoy it. I'm so happy for
I
that.
love it so much. This next question's kind of silly, but how do you prepare to voice a dinosaur?
Well, that's not silly. That's my whole life. Uh, well, let's see. We'll start with like what we had to what we wanted originally. Basically, in a case like that, you get together with the writers, the showrunners, the directors, and you try to suss out who is this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the case of Devil, how scary is he? You know, all basic things are like, what's his intelligence level? What does he want? These are all actor questions, right? You start with actor questions. What do they want? What's their biggest fear? You know, uh, where were they? Where are they going? You know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And uh, for him, it was all about, okay, he's got to be menacing. He's got to be scary enough that he's a viable, fighter. But we can't scare the kids. We can't scare everybody out of him. And it's got to be something that Moon Girl would have wanted in her life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At first she didn't, because it's impossible. But so you kind of get the attitude there. Then you got the kind of the tone of the character. Then you get in your voice, and you have to figure out. Okay, so I do a lot of creatures, and I do a lot of my wheelhouse is a lot of monsters and things, and I do a lot of things that are usually pretty scary, and or silly, but usually pretty scary. And so I start with the let's just be a T-Rex. So and that's okay. Now he's a good guy, or he has a language, or he's trying to communicate. So we soften that up a little. And because we don't know how dinosaurs really sounded, and also he's not an actual classic dinosaur, I can add purrs and and then you play around with certain sounds and you try to shape it. So now you got, okay, so he's got the goofiness to him, but he's also scary. And then it comes down to like the lines, right? So I asked them, and the writers on the show are just so great. Rodney and the crew, everybody was so good. I would ask, please write the line you want me to say. And then I would say it sort of, Moon Girl, we have to go, without being Scooby.
Yeah.
There's a little Scooby in there always, Thank you, Frank Welker. No, there's a little Scooby always. And so then I would abstract it. So I would probably start with like, go, and now that's too long. We don't want him to sound like he's trying to.
Right.
So then it would be down to like, and then maybe, So you're basically taking the line and you're just abstracting it down to its like bare essence, where it's just like three sounds,
Mhm.
and that's a big. For that character anyway.
Mhm.
There's other things like Hit Monkey where I'm trying to track him, the whole way, as a monkey would talk,
Yeah.
but like this guy has got to be, it can't sound like he can speak English, he's coming from a different throat and a mouth and articulators. So he's still an animal, he's still a beast, but he has sentience and he has intention, and he's very much involved with helping Lunella. And so same thing in the game. We just
Mhm.
said, okay, what are the lines? What am I trying to convey here?
Right.
And it's interesting. In Rivals, there's a lot.
Mhm.
It's not just like attack. It's not just like there's a lot of little humor jibes and things and details that they really paid attention to.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how we get to the voice print of this guy.
Yeah, I think it's incredible what you do, but how did you discover that you could do this? How did you know you could make these noises and bring these characters to life? Because I feel like not everyone can do what you do.
That's a good D. Bradley Baker question too. I think for me, I've always been into sounds, noises, sounds, sound effects, sampling. When I was a kid, I always recorded. I had back in the day, we had tape recorders we used. We were fighting the Kaiser back in. No, and so I took my dad's tape recorder and I would always practice animal sounds and creatures and I just make stuff up and I didn't know it was going to be my life.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was going to be my big part of my world. And so I discovered it and, used to impersonate bears and cats and dogs, and just all that stuff. And it all kind of accumulated. So it's a wasted youth, basically.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
spending
That is
time
so
making
cool.
noise for fun. It's like that's all it is, really.
I love it. Another aspect of Marvel Rivals that I love is that they're constantly giving us new like costumes and skins for the
Yes,
characters. Just today they put out a little video about a new Daredevil skin that's coming. I already have like all of the Deadpool skins,
you
but
do.
yeah,
Okay.
I spend way too much money on this game. But like we
No,
said, it's
it's
work.
great.
It's work. So
Exactly. You have a
it's
reason.
research.
You have a reason. Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Um, is there a specific look that you would like to see for Devil Dinosaur in the game eventually?
Oh, let me see. Well, back in Hulk and the Agents of Smash, we had Devil, who was played by Steve Bloom. Actually, it was really great. He was my buddy, and so it was a great Hulk uh, dinosaur, Hulk creature thing. That was a big. It was basically his pet. And Steve and I have a joke about like who was the creature and who was the other guy. We constantly go back and forth. Um, so in that show, he had some weapons on his back,
Oh yeah.
and he has like, we always thought, gosh, that's a toy for a kid. It had like wings. I would love flying. I would love some kind of flying or see him go underwater. Like
Ooh.
a scuba set.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a really cool
And see
idea.
how he handles it. It's
Yeah.
like um, those are skins. The other thing we had in the show, he was replicated and miniaturized. I think that would
Ooh.
be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see Devil be able to have like a jetpack fly around.
Ooh. Okay, that'd be awesome. The
Yeah,
ones I was thinking of is like if they could do something where it's like a fossilized version, like something you would see in Jurassic Park, like on display in a
oh,
museum. That'd be a really cool like skin.
like yeah. Or do you mean like a skeleton?
Yeah, like a
Like a red
skeletalized version of him.
skeletalized
Yeah.
version would be amazing.
I would love
I
to see that.
love dino skeletons. You know what I mean? Like that's a great character. That's really
Yeah.
cool. And a red one. Make it just
Yes.
red.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
would be interesting. Or let me think. What else would be fun for him? What would be a fun? Yeah, give him wings.
Mhm.
Maybe a dragon thing
Ooh,
for him.
okay. All right. Yeah, there's
You
so
know?
many cool possibilities for
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Yeah, and we're
and something that he would enjoy. Either
yeah,
he would enjoy it or it's funny, like him
yeah.
on roller skates or something. But like like that would be fun for him to do like a dragon or a skeletalized.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I
We're
like
right
that
around the corner
idea.
from summer, and they always have really fun like summer outfits. So it'd
Oh
be
yeah.
cool to see what kind of trunks does Devil Dinosaur wear to the beach.
Yes, and like how he maybe barbecues.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, I'm going in my Overwatch mode, but like have a chef outfit because he loves to
Yeah.
eat. So it'd be
Mhm.
really funny to see him do like a I'm at the grill.
Yeah, maybe a little apron. Okay, okay. I think there's a lot of
I can make plant
possibilities.
based burgers. Yeah, totally.
Oh
That
my
would be
gosh.
fun.
Yeah,
That
no,
would
I
be
would
cool.
love to. I would add that to my collection instantly.
Oh my gosh, we got to. I hope they're hearing this, Marvel.
Yes, yes.
I
Uh,
know. It's a great. I mean, you never know though. Like, Overwatch is one of those. Like, for example, was really fan driven in so many ways
yeah,
that like people's ideas of fans would make an art and that became a skin. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Whereas
so
like,
cool.
you know what I mean? Like, so that might not be a bad thing for Rivals.
Mhm.
Because it's such a huge, wonderful fan base.
Yeah.
And just throw those ideas out there. I don't know how that works, but
Mhm.
I would be very curious. If I do, I never get to work directly with the developers, but like it'd be fun to. I'll mention it next
Yeah.
session
All
and
right,
say,
all right.
hey, we should do some crazy skins or something.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so cool.
That's a great idea
Mhm.
actually. Yeah.
Well, we can't mention Devil Dinosaur without bringing up Moon Girl, and you mentioned her earlier, but Diamond White is incredible in the
Yeah.
role, and she also gets to reprise her role for this game as well. I
Oh,
love getting
great.
to hear voice lines, and
Yes.
I have her accessory right now on Devil Dinosaur.
Great.
What is it like getting to work with someone so incredibly talented like her?
It's humbling. I mean, okay. Here's the thing. As a person, she's such a nice person. She's such a great person to be around. Like we're friends. You know, like she's just a fabulous person, talented singer, actor. I mean, she's just you can't say enough great about her. And it's funny too because that I know Devil Dinosaur's not my normal voice, but it's really not her voice either. Like it's really funny to hear her, like she gets in her moon girl voice, and it's because she's a young girl, and it's like, and it's funny, and I love her musicality. She has got such an incredible ear and voice, and so it makes it fun for a Devil Dinosaur to try to follow. Like we had times where Devil's trying to sing her song,
Oh, yeah.
it was really good. Yeah, so it's a pleasure. In sadly, in the beginning stages, we did not record together much. She recorded with everybody else,
Mm.
but Devil had sort of certain needs of like recording. Like we would do, I'll do 3 or 4 takes a line. Like I was explaining to you, like
Yeah.
reducting it, and sometimes what I like to do is do a right, and then and then we'll say place this over it, and then the two together makes a sound, right?
Yeah.
And that was for when he's really fierce, and so that took time in the studio. So we didn't always get to like blend. So it was all promotion. I knew her from before
Mm.
on other projects, but we became friends on this thing, and it was like, so I got to know her really well just from like going around and doing conventions and all of that, and it was just uh, and just it's such a great group to work with. And my God, Lawrence Fishburne could not be a cooler boss. You know
Oh,
what I
that
mean?
is
Like, I mean,
awesome.
seriously,
Yeah.
and so talented. And also him on the show
Mhm.
playing something I would not think he would normally associate him with.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
he's got a voice that people know that's like he's commanding, man. That guy's just an actor's actor, right?
Mhm.
He is. He just is. And so like hearing him do this sort of crazy character is really
Yeah.
fun. And I would never have known. Never
Mhm.
known. And he was so excited to do it. So yeah, with her it's I say it's humbling and it's also inspiring.
Mm.
She makes you want to go further. You know what I
Oh.
mean with your work,
Mhm.
because she brings so much to the table that you feel like, wow, okay. It's like being in a jam session. It's like, oh, I love what she did there,
Yeah.
what she did there, and it's and the whole cast was just hilarious,
Oh,
just
that
so
is
good,
great. That is
so
great to
good.
hear.
Oh man, love it. I miss it. I miss it.
Oh, yeah.
We had I think they had a couple of seasons left,
Mm.
but this always happens. We're just talking about like very rarely do you get beyond a 5 season, thing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like it's just how it is. But
Mm.
they had a lot of plans ready.
Oh,
So
man.
they had
Well,
it's very
hopefully.
funny. I'm not speaking out of school, but they had a script. They A lot of times on these shows you have to have an ending, right? You have
Yeah.
to so you write the one ending script, but then you say, okay, if it's not ending, I have this whole arc to go
Right.
on if you do it. But so you were saying hopefully. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Hopefully, yeah, because especially with them being added to Marvel Rivals, it's going to bring the characters of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur to a whole new audience that maybe hadn't watched the show or
Oh no,
hadn't
the
read the
comics.
comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of the Marvel Rival players are also younger too.
Yes.
So hopefully this, kickstarts a continuation of their stories, whether it's in
Oh,
a Rivals type show or a continuation of the animated show. Be very cool.
oh, that would be amazing. Or a movie or something.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean? An
I would love
animated
that.
movie. And I would love the style. See, the thing is, what I loved about the show, though, was, again, talking about music, Raphael Sadiq and all that, like the art of that show was like done like a Basquiat kind of like street art.
Yeah.
Like, and
It was
it was
so
very
gorgeous.
different. It looked like graffiti. The whole
Mhm.
thing looked, so I would love to see a movie in
Yeah.
that vein, and
Yes.
just taking that storyline.
Oh, I would love that.
And they translated it well with the characters in Marvel
Mhm.
Rivals. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
did. She's there. She's very clearly that's her. And
Yeah.
and yeah, just want to do more. you
Yes,
know,
yes.
talk about
Well,
skins. We could do something with both of them together would be really hilarious. Like her riding a dragon, a
oh
flying
my
dragon.
gosh. Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
would love that.
yeah.
Devil Dinosaur has some really cool merch from his comic books to I've seen t-shirts. There's a Funko Pop of him. Do you have any merch of Devil
Oh,
Dinosaur?
oh yeah, and they all go to my son. My son
Oh,
was a I was so happy this way because he was young. He's 7 now, but he was
Oh,
5 or so. He really loves dinosaurs, but he didn't know. I don't even think he realized it was me, But he
oh,
really
that's so
took
cool.
to this character to the point where we watched the screening at New York Comic Con, and my wife and him and Lawrence Fishburne were sitting up in the front, and I was about to do a panel. I'm backstage, so they're just showing it. And there's a scene in the first episode where uh, she tells Devil to go back to the dimension you came
Oh
from,
yeah.
and he's all right, and he goes, and it's kind of a goofy scene, and people started laughing, and Lawrence Fishburne started laughing, and everyone, and my son stood up and said, "It's not funny." He's sad, and it was like he was not in on the joke,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
And Lawrence Fishburne later said to me, "Your son was not having it." He's like, but yeah, but it was all good. But yeah, so he got the merch. I got, oh gosh, at Comic Cons, someone gave me someone made a
oh,
stuffed
that is
thing. It
awesome.
was beautiful. I love the Funko Pop. I
Yeah.
love that. My son absconded with it. I don't know where it is now. I want to get another one.
Hmm.
um, yeah, the art is incredible, and I love the comics too. And but yeah, I love you can, yeah. There's a lot of plush toys,
Yeah.
action figure maybe. I
I
don't know.
think so. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the Funko because I made a promise to only get Funkos moving forward of people that I interview. And I was like, well, Devil Dinosaur is a really cool Funko.
It's
I can't
good,
find it
big.
anywhere. I can't find, I think it's because of him being added to Rivals that people are trying to get merch of him and get the comic books. I was just at a convention over the weekend covering Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario. They had a lot of his comics on display and for sale. So that
Yes,
was pretty cool to see.
yeah, and that's really where it all started. I mean,
Hmm.
that's the thing, and that was the labor of love. We that's like both the creator and the director got to make this thing happen.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal. It was a big deal that got forwarded.
Hmm.
That it could be on the air at all because
Yeah.
they've been around,
Hmm.
and you just have to have the right people and people who really want to see this happen and
Yeah.
make it happen.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it was but very very. Yeah, I would look for that. I would look for the file. I'll let you know if I see it because
All
I
right.
would
All
love
right.
to find one too.
Yeah,
Because
I
my
know. They got
son
to be somewhere.
has disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. My last question before we go. So, like I mentioned in our introduction, you have voiced so many iconic characters throughout your career, and now you've gotten to revisit a character in a completely different medium as a video game. Is there a character that comes to mind that you would like to revisit and maybe have them, if they were a video game, maybe as a series, or if they were in a series as a video game, kind of switch up the medium a little bit?
Oh boy, that's a great question. Um, Let me think about that one. Well, I always want to see. Gosh, there's so many films that I would love that to be made out of the games I've been involved with. I would
Mhm.
love that, but I want them to be in the style of the game itself. Like keep the character designs and keep
Yeah,
the. I mean, it's always fun to see the live action thing, but I think it's just like so much of the game and so much of the fun is the art and the
right.
animation and the movement of it all. So I would love. Let's see, what would be. It's so funny. Years ago, Ratchet and Clank, right? I worked on it because I thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
I said, you guys have got to make a TV show or a movie or a
Mhm.
radio show, even like radio drama. It's that fun. And they said, why? Like it's like we're doing, it's doing so well. And then of course they did do the movie, but
Mhm.
but I but yeah. So I would love to see. Let me think. It's very God, it's such a good question. Um, what was a game that that could be a very funny animated. I know it's always be interesting to see a Call of Duty
Oh
movie
yeah.
or zombies.
Hmm.
Well, you see Nikolai and all his friends.
Oh. I would love
I
that.
want to dedicate all of this to Tom Kane. Sorry to bring everything down, but
Oh,
God, I
I
cannot say
know.
enough good things about that man.
Yeah.
And just not only was a maestro, but like an even bigger heart,
Mhm.
And we've been crying for 2 days, all of
Yeah.
us,
I'm so
literally
sorry.
crying. No, no, I know. Sorry to bring everything down,
No,
but
no, no.
when I bring Call of Duty and
I'm glad.
I
I'm
think of
glad you gave him a
Takio, I
mention.
think of Takio, and I think of
Yeah.
So yeah, I just can't. It's just foremost on my brain right now. So
No, I
sorry.
completely agree.
Yeah. Um, uh, yeah. Other ones. Overwatch did some great films. I would love to see an animated,
Yeah.
a bunch of those out. And more. I'd love to do more with Beast. I
Ooh, all right.
enjoyed playing Beast a lot. I really
Oh, that'd be
did. I
awesome.
love Beast. Yeah, I'd love to see more with him. You
Oh, I
know,
would love that too.
yeah, adventures. you know,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, Fred, I cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your day to be here and talk
Oh,
all things Devil Dinosaur with me. I
oh
really
gosh,
appreciate your time.
it's an honor. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And
If
wonderful questions, by the way, too. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. I was
Yeah.
just so excited to do this interview. If people want to follow you and keep up with, your upcoming conventions and everything you have going on,
Yeah,
where can they follow you?
Fred Tatasciore, my name, FredTatasciore, Instagram. Right now, I got a great guy I'm working with, Jant Moore. I don't know if you know him, Joshua Morales.
Oh, perfect.
Been fabulous, and yeah. So I'm just trying to, and I'm going to try to create some more content. Just right
Yeah.
now, it's just been kind of busy.
Yeah, no,
So,
I understand completely. But thank you
but
so much, Fred. It was so nice getting to speak with you
wonderful to
and
talk with you.
hope to see you again soon.
Please, anytime.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.